I think you two are probably anomalies, but I'll say from me, and I think I'm a pretty regular guy. Like there is a part of me, and I have a very successful life. I have a very happy life. There's a part of me that was like, so I guess I'll never own an island. Like
it's never enough.
Like I was like I always thought I'd own an island, you know, or like I always thought I'd get a boat. I'd have a boat by this time in my life. And so I can't imagine what it's like if you're
still in Tampa.
If you're still in Tampa and you're in this cycle of I'm not getting really out of this. Nothing's getting me out of this. Like in my small attempts of sobriety, I will notice that there is a little less shimmer on everything when you're sober. A little less of the, hey man, this is really fucking awesome. You got to really look for it. Like I went to a luau with my daughter sober, and I just remember thinking, like, so this is it. Like this is as good as it's like. Just I'm not shitting on it, but it doesn't get any better than right now. Like
that's you missing alcohol though, straight up.
But I can't imagine being someone who maybe like owns a fencing company in Tampa.
Can you believe that I don't really think about alcohol? I live in that thing that you live in with alcohol. Yeah. That exists. If I went to a luau, I did go to some thing like that, and I thought, God, how long am I going to be here? Then I met some, because right away I'm like, oh my God, 3 hours of this. But as soon as I met a couple of interesting dads, I just sat and talked with them, and then it was just like, it's time to go.
We have lost track of the fact that the very essence and meaning of life and even spirituality exists in other people, in relationships. That's where we find meaning. That's where we find happiness. We find everything. And instead, we're finding an opportunity to aggressively act out.
I'm going to go topic adjacent on this.
Okay. At
my luau, I saw a mom whacked out on pills.
Oh, yeah.
And I derived joy in going, oh, thank God that's not me. Like, I literally, not joy, but I went, my night got brighter when I was like, oh, thank God I'm not drinking.
You're so lucky you're not me, because you know what happens to me in that situation? One of the guys I'm talking to goes, hey, can you go talk to her?
Yeah,
and I'm like, Jesus, I'm at a luau with my kid talking to you about the Dodgers.
All day long. But I would argue that a lot of what you're feeling is just early.
It takes time.
Early not drinking. Yeah, that's sort of a lot of that. If 6 months from now, were you to elect?
I got 9 more days left, Drew.
Were you to elect to do that? Hey, by the way, how was the flying?
It's not.
Are you taking Xanax on the flight?
No pills.
No, he's sober.
And by the way, and I wanted to.
I wanted to go on with Rogan with you and hear his thing too. I really wanted to do that.
You really should. We're going in. I won't say when we're going in, but we're going in the very beginning of November, and the 4 of us are doing it.
People are always asking for me to talk to Joe because they think we're at odds. We're not.
No, you're not. And I think this month has been very interesting for all of us independently and as a group.
And I'd love to hear the different experiences. I think it'd be fascinating.
I can give you a rundown of everyone's experience. Joe was the first one to balk. Like, and that's very, I'm not sharing any secrets.
To balk?
Like, when we said we're doing this.
Oh, he didn't want to.
He was like, Ari and Tom said, if Bert's giving up booze, we should give up weed. Weed's never really been my thing. Although I do long for it a tad bit now, more than I ever have. But so they said, let's do no weed. And so we sent an email around and a text, and maybe Joe didn't get it or maybe he got it and ignored it. But then when the days came closer, he was like, fuck that. Fuck you. How am I going to enjoy my food? Like, and we were like, and I think all of us were like, yo, I think you actually might have a problem. And then he we all started joking and attacking each other online. And then he like came out and was like, hey man, just so you guys know, I didn't want to. And I think there's a lot more stakes for Joe in this, but he was like, I was going to surprise you guys at the end, but I haven't really smoked weed in 10 days, is when he came out to us.
Yeah.
And we were like, really? And he was like, yeah, and I'm going to do this with you guys. I'm not going to smoke weed.
And he felt a lot better.
And then he called me independently, and we started talking, and I said, his thing was like, I haven't been on stage not high in a long time, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying not smoking weed. He goes, and I really think I need to take breaks like this. My perspective was identical to Joe's in that I would always say I didn't drink on stage, but I definitely brought a drink on stage. And if things weren't going the way I wanted them to, I would just make sure I drank a little faster. And then it would just everything, the sharpness of not doing great would just edge off the sides. And so I started saying to Joe, I was like, yeah, I feel really great going on stage too. And I feel like I'm writing more and I feel like I'm present. The one thing that has not been going for me well is I've gotten a lot more introspective and a lot quieter.
Why is that?
because I told Halston when I met him, I said, hey man, just this isn't me. Like I'm just really quiet because I don't like if I'm drinking, I overcompensate for things. I feel like I don't know what it is, but
yeah, it happens.
I just got a lot quieter, and like I go into a club and they'd be like, hey, did you have a good time? And I was like, I had a great time. And they're like, yeah, but we didn't like, because I'm such a boisterous person when I'm drinking that I'm in the bar. I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? And I'm not hammered. I'm sober, so they don't see when I'm not drinking. I just go in, sit in the green room, do my show, and then get off stage and go home. But and then Ari had a meltdown. Ari was the time that we all started texting with each other independently.
But before you stopped or after?
In the middle, he's out of it now. But
what's the drug of choice?
Weed.
Oh,
weed.
It can be rough.
And he started attacking us independently. Yeah.
They get very paranoid sometimes when they're going through those first few weeks.
And so Ari kind of melted down. Tom barely does anything. I think it would have been better if we had made him stop spending money. That's his big problem. No more Porsches, Tom. And so oddly enough, out of all of us, I had probably the least amount of withdrawal. I remember they were like, you need a doctor.
No, because you were binging. You weren't continuously more than you thought you were. But I didn't expect you. We talked about this.
I literally, I took my last drink Saturday morning, like at 2 in the morning or whatever, and whatchamacallit. Didn't drink all day Saturday. Went on stage that Saturday. Woke up Sunday and it just felt good. I never really had like a detox per se.
In a weird way, being able to control it is sort of
pot's
a
way
curse.
Harder. Pot and depression go side by side.
Yeah.
So
really,
maybe in theirs is coming out as aggression towards each other, and they're kind of, depression focused outward as anger and lashing out.
I wish that I didn't. There's a lot of things I wish that I had insight as a kid that I had done differently.
What? Drew's going for what he's addicted to, right there,
baby.
Those
are the Reese's Pieces, just so you know. Yeah, okay. But like, I married myself to alcohol and this partying lifestyle in comedy. Now, I don't think I've had a lot of this is almost too much information to kind of process, but I have a lot of sobriety has brought me a lot of survivor's remorse. Ralphie passed, and then you start looking, and then I'm doing really well in my career right now, and you start looking at your friends that you've always been on the same level at that maybe aren't, and then you start going like, it is this weird branding of like, I'm this big party animal, I'm a big fun guy, I robbed the train in Russia, I drank.
Hold on, so you're fearful that the reason you're ahead of some of these people is the partying, is the party brand. Like it's
everything
needs to change and shift though. Maybe it's time to change and shift the brand.
Well, Joe, I don't know if I'm emotionally ready to do that. Like I don't know where I'm at emotionally. Like one of the things Joe and I have been talking about is like if you try to overthink things like that, then you're fucking killing yourself.
Well, but especially at this stage, I mean, one of the things that pretty much everybody complains about when they first stop using substances is, oh my God, I'm having these feelings, lots of them, and I don't dig it so much. And that's why you're using, to suppress feelings, like you said. Even if it's just when you're on stage and suppressing the, not going so well, you manage it with something outside your body to put in your body. Now you just got to be with the feelings.
Being with feelings is really tough.
Uh-huh.
But I don't. I've done it so little in my life as an adult, not drink, that it's almost like a vacation. It's real. I'll tell you the nicest thing about this is it's been nice to not have to drink. Like I'm going to this funeral later tonight, and I love that.
Can you talk about that?
No. Yeah, we can. He's dead.
Do you know who Ralphie May is?
Who's that?
Ralphie May. No. He by the way, one of my very favorite comedians. Oh my God.
I think people slept on how fucking talented he was.
Oh. I've seen him take a room of 1,000 people and have them like waves of like people just falling over, dying in laughter. Yeah. I've never seen anybody else do that.
Did you know Ralphie? He was like 600 pounds.
Oh yeah. I know that.
Stress test. He was on a stress test. No, I'm kidding.
Do we know what he died
of? We don't.
Yeah.
They say pneumonia.
Right. Which
see. Told you. Yeah, could have happened to me.
Yeah.
It was happening to me.
He was
young healthy adults don't die of pneumania. They just don't.
It was also I don't know how healthy he was. I don't know how healthy he was because he was 500 pounds.
Yes.
But
he wasn't that big. You've gone from 6 to 5. He was more like 380.
Yes, he was more. He must have been
Yes, he
close-
was.
more than 400 pounds. Really, he could.
You don't know how much it takes to be 400.
Yeah, 600. You're not walking really.
For real?
No, it's generally I would
Yeah,
think.
maybe 600. I've seen my 600-pound life. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Yeah.
No. How are you measuring how big somebody is? Let's just get inside Bert's brain of how much somebody weighs.
Basically, okay, for real, honestly, 13 years ago, he was on Tough Crowd at with Colin Quinn, and the guy I was sitting next to watching it said, he's 600 pounds. And that is how I've been measuring it.
And he made a mental note and put that away and filed it.
He was funny. I watched a couple of his specials on Netflix just in homage, just to,
He did a joke the last time I was with him. We were on a cruise ship. I mean, it was the last time I was with him, but last time we really hung out together. He was on a cruise ship, and he did a joke about. I've been looking for it online and I can't find it, about having a medium-sized dick and how much better it is than having a big dick. See, you ladies that got the big dick, when a guy gets done with you, your pussy lips looks like a horse trying to reach for a sugar cube. And I fucking was doubled over the thing that's so great about Ralphie is he had 9 of those and they were all throwaways.
Yeah.
And the one that he closed with was the one he had written that he liked. He added all his throwaways in there. But yeah,
and the throwaways has people dying in the room. The room he throws them out in such a way that people can't quite catch their breath.
Oh no, player! Oh, they got fat bastard. What if they have black bastard? Huh? I'm talking black. I'm talking Patrick Ewing black. I'm talking eggplant black. I'm talking so black. You throw salt on his face, it looks like deep space. I'm talking so black. Like he would just hammer you with a million of them, and they were. I mean, he would say things that in passing that would be like, I want to date a black chick, but I want that Oprah beat her and she can make a pan of biscuits black. Like he was just, I'm talking Cece from Color Purple. He was just so good.
But he was just delivering an old boy, sort of like he was sitting around a fire in the South, telling a story kind of delivery. Yeah. And then he just hit you over the head with some Giner talk, and
when did he die?
That was the end of that. A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was right when I started Sober October, and so Sober OctoBert, and so I had like maybe 5 days under my belt, and I was at a table sitting with my wife and our best friend, and we were talking about her husband's a real hard ass, like he's like a man's man, and we're like, have you ever seen Tom cry? And she's like, oh, I've definitely seen Tom cry. And she's like, have you ever seen Bert cry? And Leanne's like, Bert cries all the time. She's like, he cries when he watches The Time Traveler's Wife. And I go, I do. And then Joey Diaz called me. And I said, hold on, it's Joey. And I said, hello. And he's like, dog, you sitting down? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, I don't even need to tell you. And I went, he died? And he was like, he did. And I started crying right there. And they're like, wow, look, he's doing it again. And I was like, and then Leanne's like, oh, maybe we should make fun of this. It's probably something real. But yeah, and so his funeral's tonight. I'm supposed to go to it
at the Comedy Store or something.
At the Improv, which is fucked up because they should have it. Everything about this funeral is rubbing me wrong.
It's at the wrong club.
The wrong club. It's like Ralphie. I mean, he did the Improvs on the road, but like usually, if you saw him, he was at the store, at the Laugh Factory.
Where's everybody gonna stand in the parking lot and on Melrose?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. And so,
you ever go down there?
Where?
Like the difference between the main room at the Comedy Store and the entire block that the Improv's on, it's about the same size. Why would they do it down there?
Maybe to keep it private and small or something.
They're trying to keep it small, but I think